What's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here, and the Fortnite crew just got a little bit better. Now, it's not specifically something about the Fortnite crew, but when we have to talk about this type of stuff, you know, we have to relate it to Fortnite in one way or another, and what we're going to be talking about, hopefully I titled it properly enough for this video, is Rocket League changing Rocket Pass progression. Now, for people who don't know about the Rocket Pass, whenever you're subscribed to the Fortnite crew, you actually get the Rocket Pass and Rocket League entirely for free, and it doesn't work like how all the battle passes in Fortnite work with the Fortnite crew, where it goes away when you lose your crew subscription. No, if you buy 1 month of the Fortnite crew and the Rocket Pass actually goes on for like 3-4 months or whatever else, you will continue to get that Rocket Pass for the whole entire duration of the Rocket League season, instead of only getting it for the months while you're actually subscribed to the Fortnite crew. Now, of course, on its own, you know, it's like, alright, cool, you know, you get a Rocket Pass, you get some vehicle cosmetics here and there, some of them transfer over to Fortnite, actually a lot more of them recently transfer over to Fortnite, and then, you know, there's some items that are Rocket League exclusive. Why do you have to make a whole entire video talking about Rocket League and somehow tying it into Fortnite? Well, it's because Rocket League Season 20 is officially going to start on the 17th, and with it, they're changing Rocket Pass progression. Now, I want to go ahead and talk about all the changes with you guys so you can be in the know about everything when it comes to that stuff, know what you'll be able to get more of, know what you'll get less of, how easy it is to actually progress the rewards, and all that type of stuff. So firstly, there's going to be a huge XP buff wherever you're playing Rocket League, so if you're doing public matches, anything online, it can be competitive, it can be unranked, it can be casual, you know, tournaments, whatever else, you will now have permanent double XP enabled from those matches. Not only that, but you'll also have XP enabled on private matches. However, you'll be getting half of what you would have gotten in a public match, meaning technically, as long as you're fine earning XP a little bit slower, Rocket League now will have bot lobby support where you can earn XP from it, which I think is a very weird thing to say. Hey yo, hop on some Rocket League bot lobbies. But if you're just there, you want to get the cosmetic rewards and have them carry over to Fortnite, technically you can do that without ever talking or playing with another person ever again. However, of course, you'll be able to progress double as fast whenever you're playing online, whether that's with a friend, by yourself, or whatever third medium you can find out there. On top of that, there is a pretty sad change. It's a little bit of a downgrade here, but you know, at the same time, it's understandable. Drops from challenges will be replaced by XP. Now, this drop system was actually a pretty nice thing because you could open up these drop capsules you would get every so often, and inside of there, you could actually get some vehicle cosmetics that could go over to Rocket, or not over to Rocket League, but that could go over to Fortnite, such as the original OEM wheels, you know, smoke trails, all that type of stuff, some of which was actually Fortnite competitive rewards in Rocket Racing before, and now they're kind of removing the drops from the challenges system, replacing it with XP, so while you still will be able to earn your season progressional levels, it will be a little bit harder to get more of those unique items that aren't actually in season passes. It makes me wonder, are drops going to be fully faded out as well, and then, you know, you're going to have to just kind of rely on Twitch drops, and, you know, whenever we play Rocket League, you have to rely on the season passes or mini events that go on here and there, who really knows, but it does mean there's a pretty big change going on there, and some rewards that already transfer over to Fortnite might become a little bit more rare to actually obtain and have them trans over. But next up, we have a few more changes to talk about the Fortnite, or I guess, you know, Rocket League Rocket Pass progression for the actual normal pass system, and it now includes a pretty interesting change. Now, the first thing I see here is that XP per Rocket Pass level is now the same across every single tier. Before the earlier tiers, I do believe it was less XP. I do remember at some point it required only like 15,000 XP for some of the earlier levels, and then as you get to the higher tiers, it was 20,000 XP across the board, right? You know, it's always up there in like the 10 to 20,000 range though, but now with this new season that's going to be starting, every single tier will require the same amount of XP to go up, which might make XP in Rocket Pass progression just a lot quicker. But of course, as of right now, we don't know the specific numbering it's going to be, so we're not for sure how big of a change it is going to be in the game. And then on top of that, when it comes to the weekly challenges over in Rocket League, there's no longer going to be premium challenges. Now, whenever you played Rocket League, you had a few sets of challenges to actually do. You had the free side of challenges that release in different stages. Currently, with the mini-year season, you know, the 10th anniversary season they've got going on right now, it was a change where it was like, oh, hey, you know, here's stage 1, here's stage 2, here's stage 3, and then it had like 6 or 7 quests that were actually available in the free tier for each stage, and 6 or 7 that are available in the paid tier for each stage. stage, but now there is no paid tier. The only thing the paid tier is going to give you is the premium rewards in the Rocket Pass, meaning that now if you're someone who doesn't like spending money on this game, or Rocket League or Fortnite or whatever else, you will be able to actually earn more XP and get more of those rewards sooner without having to fish out more money in order just to unlock a few different challenges that end up being play 100 matches with another person, score an assist in an epic save, and say okay in an online match or some weird stuff like that. I mean, let's be honest here, Rocket League sometimes has oddly specific challenges. But I definitely think this is a good change, especially for those who like vehicle cosmetics, because even if you don't really drive around, you play like Fortnite Festival or something more often or whatever, it still means that you'll be able to get more of those things just by logging into Rocket League. And if you're someone who actually does like having vehicle cosmetics, it's going to be way easier than it was ever before to get all the way to like the tier 280 you need to get the normal version of all the cosmetics, as well as the colored versions of everything. Because for people who are unaware, Rocket League's pass doesn't just go to level 100 or whatever else. It has multiple hundreds of levels, and I think to get everything it's like level 280, maybe 320, 380. It's in the hundreds that you have to actually go through to get every single color variants and everything. And I don't know the last time I've ever been able to get all the color variants in a single season, so being able to have it a lot easier to progress, having permanent double XP, which feels super nice in that game, and everything else just is going to go a long way in order to unlock all those cosmetics and not have so much FOMO, fearing like you have to play Rocket League non-stop like it's a full-time job while you're already working full-time jobs, if you have those, just to get, you know, the forest green version of an item or something like that that you really want, right? If you like a certain color, you want that certain color of an item from the Rocket Pass, in the old ways, it would take ages. It would be something where it was like, oh man, I gotta farm this, and it's going to be just pain and suffering. But yeah, I thought I'd make a quick little video talking about some new changes coming over to the Rocket Pass. Hopefully the title isn't too clickbaity. I had to find a way to kind of relate it to Fortnite, and I'm thinking right now, you know, Fortnite Crew is getting an upgrade or something, but at the same time, you're probably not thinking Rocket League when you're thinking about the Fortnite Crew, so maybe there's a better title by the time this video comes out. Until next time, however, like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and I'll catch you champs and champettes tomorrow with another upload. So until then, peace out.